8 features of the 2022 F1 Manager game. Steve from F1 Manager and Chris from Frontier recently hopped onto Twitter Spaces to go through more features of the F1 Manager game. If you haven't seen my last video, I'll link it below, but this is 8 more features of the game. Make sure to stick around to the end, they're some of my favourites. Let's go straight into the first point. Will there be Formula 2 and Formula 3 seasons simulated in the game? Like in Football Manager, you can simulate seasons in other divisions and leagues. This game won't have this feature, and there won't be visible results or championships available other than the one you're partaking in F1. The F2 and F3 drivers will have racing change throughout the season, but the race results are not available. The drivers will develop over time and you will be able to track them, and they will progress at different rates. Point 2, and I think this is a really interesting one, can customer teams change engine suppliers? Customer team is a team that buys parts from another team. For example, Haas buying their engines from Ferrari and Williams buying their engines from Mercedes. After the first season, you will be able to change customer teams. For example, if you're Williams, you could change to a Red Bull powertrain engine after your first seasons. There may be challenges with budget and upgrades, so you need to make sure it will fit your car, but this can be a feature. Point number 3. Will the game be different across different platforms? Like all Frontier titles, F1 Manager 2022 will be available in the same experience across all platforms. There's not going to be a light version for PlayStation or Xbox, and the same game will be optimized across all the 3 platforms: PC, PlayStation and Xbox. Point number 4. Will there be mouse support for consoles? As with other manager games such as Football Manager, the menus can be tricky to navigate without a mouse or keyboard. Frontier will not have mouse support for consoles, as Frontier generally do a great job of being able to use a controller to navigate the menus. Feature number 5. Will there be driver academies? They do have all contracted reserve drivers in this game, but there's going to be no academy affiliations, such as the Mercedes Academy or the Red Bull Academy. So for example, drivers that are in the Red Bull Academy will have no preference between teams such as Red Bull and Mercedes when you're looking to bring these junior drivers through the ranks. This was a conscious decision made by Frontier, and I think this makes sense. If you had drivers that are only sort of likely to join one team, it makes the game a bit one-dimensional, and being able to pick these drivers off from other teams makes things a lot more interesting. Will there be red flags? Red flags can and will occur just as they do on the Formula 1 game. They will follow the FIA regulations with all aspects of the red flag procedure, so you may need to adjust your strategy and you might want to swap your tyres out, for example, during the red flag. Feature number 8. Will there be regen drivers? And the answer is yes, we will have regenerative drivers. As staff age and retire, there will have fictional staff come into the game, as theoretically the length of this game is unlimited. We will have different attributes and they'll have the same nuances as they do in the F1 grid for these drivers and staff members that come through. Like, they won't all be the same sort of vanilla characters. They will have some superstars like Charles Leclerc and Max Verstappen's. There also will be female drivers and staff which will enter the game, which I personally think is an awesome feature that they have chosen to include in this game. So thanks for sticking around to the end of the video. This game comes out on August the 25th, and if you pre-order, you can play 5 days early. Like I said at the start, I've linked my previous videos below, and if you haven't seen that video about F1 Manager, I'd highly recommend as I go through 8 other great features of this game. Thanks for watching to the end, and I'll see you all soon. Cheers.